Hey guys, I'm Rick,
I'm Megan.
and we wanted to try out something a little new today. We're looking back. If you're not familiar with M&Ms, they've been around since the '40s. If you're not familiar with them at all, then try
I'm
some.
sorry?
I guess. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Now, when I was a kid, when I was a young one, I was a big fan of the Crispy M&Ms. And they were around from '99 till 2005 when they took them off the shelves. And I was always really sad about that. And then a few years ago, they brought out Pretzel M&Ms, which are a
Fantastic replacement. And I think even better.
a fantastic, if inferior, flavor. And sadly, until recently, knowing for sure which of these was better was pretty much impossible. So now they have brought back the Crispy M&Ms. You can see right there, 100 calories per serving. That's a pretty big deal, I think.
It's the same.
They're healthier than they ever were before. So it's so
what
we decided,
were the calories beforehand per serving?
I don't have that information on
Then
hand.
you can't say that it was healthier than before.
They're announcing it though, so that sounds pretty healthy to me. What we have today are we have a whole bunch of Crispy M&Ms, and we also have a gigantic bag of Pretzel M&Ms because they have to sell them in bulk for people to want them.
No! Stop eat!
So we're gonna do a little taste test. I have many more of these as well, so
Courtesy
these
of
can
Megan.
be enjoyed later. Yes, courtesy of Megan. Meg picked these up, and we're gonna figure out right now a scientific study which is better, crispy or pretzel M&Ms.
Very sciencey.
So,
Well, what are your theories before we even open these?
all right, I'll be honest. It's been 10 years since I've had a crispy
Yeah.
M&M. So, I remember these basically being like if they made tiny little versions of Kit Kats, which now they make, so that's kind of out the window. But it's
I
just
disagree.
no.
No, because Kit Kats, they're waffly.
Well, okay,
Waffly.
they're wafer,
Wafy.
like literal wafer thins.
Yeah.
I get okay. It's maybe more like a cookie crunch kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more like that.
Well, all right. So we got.
It's been so
Also
long.
we realized right before this. So how many servings? How many pieces are in a serving for you? We determined there's 180.
17.
There's 180 calories in a
But this
17
is-
piece
okay.
serving. This is going to contain a little bit more than 17, I should think.
Right, but once we open this, then we can do a size comparison because pretzel is still bigger.
I'm gonna do a count comparison right now. We're gonna pour these bad boys out.
They're little.
That's a lot of them. That is way more than 17, unless the number 17 has gotten a lot bigger in recent years. So that's 17 right there. That is one serving. I don't know if you can see this down here. I'm gonna pick this up for you here.
I have to open this with my teeth.
This one handful. This is one serving of pretzel M&Ms.
Yeah, but pretzel M&Ms
Okay.
are humongous.
So we have a crispy M&M upside down, crispy W&W, and a pretzel M&M. Yeah, I'd say there's a bit of a size difference. That seems a pretty big deal. I'll give you that. Pretzel definitely wins on the size comparison. Well, let's take a look at these. Do we want to?
So this is actually...
Should we take like a couple pretzels and then a couple, like we're used to these by now. Should we do a couple of those and then a couple of these?
This is 17, if I counted correctly.
You didn't. That's a little more, not by much.
I had to subtract.
That's about right. That's like 20-ish. You're fine. This is about 40, maybe 50. There's a lot more,
It was
but
18,
they are
okay?
smaller.
Because you added the extra
Oh, is
one
it?
in. Yeah, jerk.
Yeah, well, you got some in your hand. Anyway, let's try pretzel and see describe it. See
You
how
go for
they.
a blue one?
Yeah, let's go for a blue one, right? Cheers. All right. So right away, you get a crunch.
Mm-hmm.
You get the salty flavor right away, which
Which is why I
important.
think it's a superior product.
It is definitely something that you get that in the peanut and peanut butter ones a little bit, but it's saltier than any of the other M&Ms that they make.
It's so good, you guys.
It's good. I didn't even say it was bad. I just said it's, okay. There's a good crunch to that. All right.
They're big, which is, I think, a plus. Looking at these little guys, they look smaller than Skittles.
Yeah, M&Ms have always been a bite-sized candy. They're meant to be, little bits at a time. You're not meant to be shoveling mountains of
The difference.
crispitude in your mouth at a time. All right, so it's a little harder to. There we go. All right, so these are the crispy ones. See what we got here. So you get, it's not really crunchy.
Nope.
As much as it is like the Kit Kat comparison. It's kind of not cookie-like, but it's like
It's actually more chocolate than there is crunch.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember it being like that.
I don't either. I remember it mostly being like crunch and a little bit of chocolate around it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the exact same, they're not going to say on here if it's the exact same like.
I also don't remember these irregular shapes.
Yeah, we might have got a bad batch. We got some slight defects going on, and you're never going to be able to see these. I don't know if you can get in on that or.
They're just wrong.
They're very weird. They're like someone picked up rocks outside and painted them.
Yeah, they look like pebbles.
Well, all right. So in the one-on-one comparison, if I'm honest, I think the pretzel one is better. But one thing I noticed about
how excited I am.
One thing about the taste of the crispy ones is it reminds me. It actually tastes really similar to. Do you ever have a Bunch of Crunch?
Yeah.
Like at the movies.
Those are Nestle products.
It's really similar to that. The same kind of like crunchiness and the same kind of chocolate. So I go to the movies. You always start out with like one bit of popcorn, one bit of candy. By the end, you're just like taking a whole handful.
Yeah.
So
they're going to be good in bulk, is what you're saying.
Yeah, let's take a good bunch of them. We're going to be real like classy on this. Very scientific, I'd say. We got about the right. All right, ready?
I didn't get any blue.
Do you want a blue?
You didn't get any red.
Here, take a blue.
No,
I'll take a red.
Okay.
You take a blue. I'll take a red. Clink it. Yeah, there we go. All right. 3, 2, 1.
You've enjoyed this.
Mmm.
There you go. Good job, Rick.
As a handful, it's actually a lot more satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
As one little piece is kind of like crunch and then you're done. The handful actually really helps it out.
Way better. It's because perhaps before we just had those small ones that were the ratio was not right for us.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay.
We didn't do a palate cleanse.
Yeah, a little palate cleanse. Should we with no little promotional thing there? These guys don't pay us. We just like it. Should we do? I guess you can't really do a handful of those. You get like 3, and it's kind of like.
Yeah. I think that would be another mouthful.
Do it anyway! Our producer is saying we should do it anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
How many do you have?
I got 7. Get one more.
That's 6.
One more. You were close. All right, here we go. Oh.
Well, too many.
Yeah. It's actually hard to chew.
So hard.
So, I think we've come upon something interesting here. I think, you want to try this? You're a little ahead of me on the chewing front.
I'm still sticking with these.
I don't know, man. I think, all right, so, one-on-one.
Yeah.
I will agree that pretzel definitely beats crispy. Like, hands down, if you're just having,
best.
If you are on death row and they're like, look, we want to give you your last meal, but we can only give it to you in M&Ms, and you only get one because we got to spread it around. Everyone needs to get an M&M before they go. Don't go with crispy. You're going to want a pretzel one. I think it's going to be more satisfying on your way out. But
good luck to you.
As a snack, as a serving, I think I would enjoy 40 or 50 crispy M&Ms over 17 pretzel ones. It'll last you a little longer.
I disagree. And here's why I disagree. Because if you take it in bundles, you're going to gobble up all of the crispy M&Ms right away. Pretzels, you eat one-on-one. You take your time. They're bigger. They're crunchier. They last longer.
I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see eye to eye on this
I
one.
don't think we ever will. I'm really sorry.
We're going to have to leave this one to you guys. What do you think between crispy and pretzel M&Ms? Leave something in the comments below. Maybe we can find this out democratically. You guys can vote, and we'll have President M&M.
Should we make a poll?
We can make a poll, the unofficial YouTube comment poll. If you get down there, /Facebook, /Twitter, /wherever the video winds up. So, yeah. We'll see you next time. Go M&Ms.
Bye.